In this video, we're going to look at the top saxophone players with the most iconic sounds, and also take a look at the gear they use. Before we start, it's important to say this. Ultimately, the player creates the sound, not the gear. You could give 5 different players the exact same setup, and they would still sound completely different. That said, it's still really interesting to look at what these legendary saxophonists chose to play, because those choices supported the sound they were hearing in their heads. Let's start with John Coltrane, one of the most influential and recognizable saxophonists of all time. Some people feel that Coltrane's sound, especially later in his career, isn't traditionally beautiful, but it is absolutely instantly recognizable and iconic. You hear just a couple of notes and you know it's him. When you listen to a tune like Naima, you really hear the emotional depth in his tone, searching, intense, and incredibly personal. Coltrane is most famously associated with the Selmer Mark VI on tenor and soprano saxophone. In terms of mouthpieces, he played metal Otto-Link mouthpieces, including Tone Master and later Supertone Master models, and he experimented a lot throughout his career. Coltrane is a perfect example of how a powerful sound concept and air support matter far more than equipment. Next up is Stan Getz, often referred to simply as the Sound. Getz had one of the most beautiful, warm, and lyrical tenor tones in jazz history, especially well known for his bossa nova recordings. He played Selmer saxophones, including the Mark VI, for much of his career. When it comes to mouthpieces, Stan Getz did not stick to just one type. Earlier in his career, he used metal Otto-Link mouthpieces, but later on he also played hard rubber, or ebonite mouthpieces. This is important because it shows that his signature sound wasn't dependent on mouthpiece material. It came from his embouchure, air, and incredibly refined phrasing. Then we have Dexter Gordon, known for his huge, relaxed sound and unmistakable swing feel. Early on, Dexter played American saxophones like Conn models, but later he became strongly associated with the Selmer Mark VI, which he used extensively during his time in Europe. Dexter played Otto-Link mouthpieces, generally with moderate tip openings, which helped support his big open sound. His playing is a great reminder that timing, articulation, and personality are just as important as tone color when it comes to sounding iconic. Going back a bit further, we have Lester Young, also known as Prez. Lester Young completely changed the sound of the tenor saxophone. At a time when players favored heavy, aggressive tones, he introduced a light, airy, and relaxed sound that influenced generations of musicians. He mainly played con-tenor saxophones, and later in his career used European horns as well. His mouthpieces varied over time and included both metal and hard rubber designs. Lester Young's sound was never about volume or power. It was about phrasing, space, and storytelling. Finally, there's Ben Webster, one of the greatest ballad players in jazz history. Ben Webster had a deeply emotional sound, rough and aggressive on fast tunes, but incredibly warm, breathy, and intimate on ballads. Over his career, he played American horns early on, and later Selmer saxophones, including Mark VI models. He is strongly associated with metal Otto-Link mouthpieces, often paired with softer reeds. Ben Webster shows us how subtone, air control, and embouchure flexibility can completely transform a sound. What's fascinating is that many of these players use similar equipment, Selmer saxophones, Otto-Link mouthpieces, yet every one of them had a totally unique voice. That's because the sound comes from the player first. The gear is just a tool. Studying this gear can be helpful, but the real lesson is to develop your own sound concept and let the equipment support it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments which saxophonist you think has the most iconic sound.